Assalamu alaikum and good day. I am Benjamin H.Yasser, an English faculty member of Mindanao State University Senior High School main campus. I earned my Master of Arts in Education, major in English language teaching at St. Michael's College, Iligan City. My study is about critical discourse analysis and opinion articles of selected college publication. The result of the analysis will be a basis to propose for a training program for a campus journalists. Campus journalism is something close to my heart since undergraduate. I've been an active writer of our college publication, and eventually, after undergraduate, I became an advisor of a campus paper. As a language teacher and a writer, I see the need to carry out the interest of language learning and to refine language usage. I wanted to have a first-hand experience to examine the interplay of language power and the language use through critical pedagogy. Having said that, fueled me to conduct this research. So this research is a pure qualitative. It is framed from Norman Fairclough's three-dimensional model of CDA. So the first layer of the analysis is the text analysis. The researcher analyzes the semantic and syntactic construction of the text. The second layer of the analysis is the discourse practice when it comes to text production and text consumption. And the last layer is the socio-political practice surrounding the text. So, in this research, CDA or the critical discourse analysis is used both as a methodology and theoretical background of the study. So, with the aid of my advisor, Dr. Edgar Islet. So, the researcher was driven to analyze the following. The first is the syntactic and semantic construction of the texts, followed by the production and consumption of the text, the socio-political practice surrounding the text, and the proposed training program for the campus journalists. So the researcher analyzes for publication or college publication under Mindanao State University main campus. So the following publications were analyzed, namely the Amber, the Sensia, the Luyong, and the MB or Mindanao Versatarian. The Amber is the official publication of the College of Education, while the Ciencia is the official publication of College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. The Luyong is the official publication of the College of Forestry, and the Mindanao Versatarian is the official publication of Mindanao State University main campus. So, specifically, the researcher have analyzed the editorial as a collective opinion or the stand of a publication. So the CDA revealed that the campus journalists syntactically construct their opinions through the use of pronouns, participant choices, passive and active voice, time tenses, and aspect. On the other hand, the campus journalists semantically construct their opinions with the use of adjectives, nouns, semantic prosodies, presuppositions, insinuations, rhetorical questions. So after the analysis, CDA has able to decode the following interpretations. First, the use of the pronoun participant choices. So, first person personal pronouns were used for inclusive purposes. They include the readers and their statement to establish a collaborative relationship, constructing intimacy that will make it easier for them to make their readers agree with their thoughts, statements, and claims. The use of passive and active voice. Active voice indicate an agent that is clear, even named, but the passive voice show unclear unnamed agent. By using a passive voice construction, the publication filter to refuse to specify an agent to whom an implied blame is given. The writers avoid directly claiming who caused these things to happen. Passive voice construction are then used to safely hide a responsible agent. The use of time, tenses, and aspect. Present tense shows that there is a sense of urgency in their tone. It shows how they think certain events or conditions must be addressed and changed quickly. The use of adjectives. Adjectives with negative connotations shows the inherent explicit power of words in changing the behavior and the attitude of people. Writers may use negative descriptive words to encourage the readers to consider and look upon something, a situation, a condition, or even a person as bad or undesirable. The use of nouns. Writers manipulate exclusivity and inclusivity with the use of nouns and pronouns. They are controlling to whom they would like the audience of their articles to sympathize with. They would like the readers to agree and sympathize with them. The use of semantic prosody. Semantic prosodies, the writers use language expressed in the written media to present negative feelings of sadness and anger, hostility, or fear towards the meaning of the words they have used. In other words, semantic prosodies were used to deny the evaluative intention of the writers with regards to their topic. The use of the presuppositions. Presuppositions in the form of persuasive rhetoric were used in order to convey the impression to mold the audience ideology. The writers impact on the reader's interpretation of facts and events, establishing either a favorable or unfavorable bias throughout the text. The use of insinuations. Insinuations and implication is a strategy to be free of accountability. At least the writer can be readily free of fault or can readily deny any culpability or reliability. Implications are then used to hide the underlying meanings of importance, which may or may not be readily or obvious in texts. Next is the use of rhetorical or rhetoric questions. Rhetorical questions were used in this case is both to capture the interest of the readers and to give the emphasis to the point they are accentuating. They are not seeking answers from the readers per se, they are merely emphasizing points. All four publications are members of the College Editors Guilds of the Philippines. So this would give us an idea that these four publications have achieved the standard way of journalistic writing. It is perceived that these campus journalists are students in MSU Marawi who actively and critically involved with different issues not only on university level but also in a national level. Campus journalists are well aware that their editorials are produced and circulated among students like themselves, and they are using their vocal opinions and implicit and presupposed ideology to describe the worldview of the reality in which they and their readers are participating and creating oneness against any form of inequality of power. MSU is known as the melting pot of the South. It is a university where students came from different walks of life. They differ in their religious belief, ethnicity, culture, tradition, tribe, and region, and yet they are integrated at the campus through education. So in conclusion, critical discourse analysis is in this study revealed that there is an inherent explicit power of words in changing the behavior and the attitude of the people. The campus journalists use language expressed in the written media to show concerns with current events, conditions, or situations that affect their fellow students, citizen, and administration. Critical literacy, like campus journalism, deepens the roots of democracy by encouraging students to actively participate in public discourse that affect everyday life. In this way, students can acquire the civic courage and moral responsibility to participate in democratic life as critical agents, becoming authors of their own history rather than being written off by history. Language teachers may employ CDA to learn the views, beliefs, ideologies, and the like of the students towards a certain issue, well, so to monitor the critical pedagogies to be implemented and practiced in the classroom. Through CDA, language teachers can establish sensitivity towards the belief of the learners and thus employ sensitive and open-minded type of teaching. So in one way or another, the in one way or another, the following agents will benefit from this study, such as the language teacher, the campus paper advisor, the school administrator, and the curriculum maker. So the researcher proposes a training program for campus journalists aside from the journalism training that is being offered to campus journalists. So this proposal is still subject for approval of the experts and for modifications of the experts. On my journey mounting this research, I find it challenging because CDA is new to me, knowing the fact that my undergraduate research is a pure quantitative one. So it took me a while to read on about CDA and finally read about the proponents such as Van Dyck and Fairclough. So it is a shift from a quantitative to qualitative. So lucky enough, I had able to push through this research to fulfill and becoming fulfilling at the end of the day. So this research brought a huge change to me as a language teacher and as a language learner. So here are my references. So thank you very much to the Philippine Association for Graduate Education, Region 10, for this good opportunity given to me and to the other presenters. And to all the participants, thank you so much for your time listening despite of your busy schedule.